Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the Weekend Roundup. Guys, time to talk about the Switch Pro. Now, we've been hearing rumors about this for years now, but there's some new ones bubbling up. Now, you know it. We've heard about a beefier Switch for a while now. At one point, it was supposed to launch along with the Switch Lite, but while the Switch Lite did release last year, we never saw a Switch Pro, a more powerful Switch, one that could actually maybe run modern games, kind of. Well, now there's a report that it is coming out in the first quarter of 2021. This comes from the Taiwanese publication, the Economic Daily News, which cited multiple manufacturing sources who said that a supercharged Switch will have enhanced interactivity features and improved digital quality. All right, that's cool, interactivity features. But then we got a second report that also claimed we could be getting a new Switch early next year. That comes from the veteran tech reporter Takashi Mochizuki at Bloomberg, who wrote that the new hardware doesn't yet have the final specifications, but that it could feature upgraded computing power and, interestingly, support for 4K graphics. Now, as far as this holiday goes, Nintendo is apparently ceding the spotlight to Sony and Microsoft. That makes sense. They got the next gen consoles coming out. But he went on to write that the new Switch, quote, will be coupled with or followed by a slew of games from Nintendo itself and related outside studios. They could definitely use more games. He added that those games would run the range from targeting casual players to more hardcore ones. And he said, interestingly, that the focus on 2021 is one of the reasons why Nintendo has had a pretty light release schedule, to say the least, this year. Like I said, these reports about a so-called Switch Pro, they've been around for years and years now. The Wall Street Journal reported last year that Nintendo was planning for a more powerful Switch console that would have enhanced features targeting avid gamers. Obviously, that didn't happen, at least not in 2019. Then we got a report earlier this year from the Taiwanese website Digitimes. They said in January that new Switch hardware would enter mass production in the first quarter of 2020 and launch soon after. Obviously, that didn't happen either. Probably coronavirus didn't help. But there was a Switch firmware update in April that referenced a new unannounced hardware model. So definitely something here. There's a lot of smoke to this. Nintendo, for its part, has been very tight-lipped about any new hardware models, at least right until they launch. Earlier this year, though, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa said not to expect any hardware in 2020, saying kind of cryptically, in terms of hardware, I think we will be able to consider a variety of ways to expand in the future. As for the Switch, it has been a beast, maybe not in terms of graphics, but definitely sales. Nintendo has sold 61 million Switches as of June this year. That's absolutely insane. All right, we'll get to the rest of the stories in just a second. But first, guys, ExpressVPN, you know it, you love it. When you use the bathroom, guys, you always close the door behind you, right? Unless you're one of those crazy open door people who, we don't want to talk about them. Most of us don't want random passersby looking in on us. So why would you let people look in on you when you go online? You don't want to do that. Don't be one of those people with the open doors. Nobody wants to see all your business. Did you know that your internet service provider, like Comcast, Verizon, knows every single website you visit? Sure, maybe they're fine if you're watching 80s wrestling, but if you're looking at the new Katy Perry album, maybe you don't want everybody knowing your business. That's just between you and Katy Perry, not your ISP. What's worse, they can sell that information to ad companies and tech giants. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices. It works on everything, phones, laptops, even routers. The best part, using ExpressVPN, easy as closing the bathroom door. Just fire it up, click one button, and you're protected. That seems a bit more involved than closing a door, but you get the point. It's easy. ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and others. So if you're like me and you believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/roundup, all one word, today. expressvpn.com/roundup, and you can get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/roundup. Thank you to ExpressVPN. Moving on, you probably know about Epic Games' big fight against Apple, with Apple pulling down Fortnite from the App Store after Epic started selling V-Bucks directly to customers, taking issue with Apple's 30% commission that it charges. Apple got pissed off, and then they took it a step further, vowing to block Epic from the Apple Developer Program. That could affect the use of the Unreal Engine in a lot of games, many of which aren't made by Epic. So that basically If the Unreal Engine went down, that would mess with a ton of games. Even Microsoft sent a statement supporting Epic as far as keeping the Unreal Engine up and running on Apple products. Well, a California district judge this week granted Epic's request for a temporary restraining order, preventing Apple from blocking its developer tools. They didn't rule on Fortnite though, it's still blocked, but that will be decided later. But for now, the Unreal Engine is still up and going on Apple. The restraining order, according to GamesIndustry.biz, will remain in place until an order has been issued on the motion for preliminary injunction, a hearing on that scheduled for September 28th. And speaking of Fortnite, Chapter 2, Season 4 kicked off this week with a sweet-looking Avengers/X-Men team-up, but since it's blocked by Apple, those players will be left out. Bioware has had a rough go of it lately over the last few years with games like Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda, not exactly setting the world on fire. But at Gamescom's opening night live this week, we got a behind-the-scenes look at the new Dragon Age game, Dragon Age 4. Still doesn't have a title, and the trailer didn't have a whole lot in the way of gameplay, but they talked about some of the themes of the game, like what would happen when your character doesn't have power. So I don't know, maybe get all your stuff stripped away. They showed a lot of art assets from the game. We also got to see some mocap and lots of voiceover work. They said the game is still in early production, so definitely got to wait ahead of us. Speaking of Gamescom, we also got a look this week at Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga with a new trailer at opening night. It's not a remake of past Lego games, it's a new entry in the series. Definitely looks cool. It's got highlights from all three of the trilogies, plus, of course, plenty of humor. Bad news though, WB Games announced that it's being delayed until the spring of next year. Previously, we were expected to get it sometime in 2020. They also added that they've got plans for PS5 and Xbox Series X versions, as well as, of course, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout has only been around for less than a month, but Season 2 already on the way. At Gamescom, publisher Devolver Digital showed off a sneak peek of Season 2, which is medieval themed, so of course you got your wizard costumes, your knights, even a dragon. It's an adorable dragon. Of course, it's Fall Guys. And there will be new courses that reflect the theme too. Got obstacles like swinging axes, siege ramps, drawbridges. They should put some plague in there just to make it completely legit. The new season is coming in October. Fall Guys, of course, it has been a massive hit. It's the most downloaded game ever on PlayStation Plus. It also sold 7 million copies on Steam. I love the developer shot the update for Season 2 and he was just like in his bedroom in a bed. He looked like a college kid. It was great. I loved it. But it makes sense that they would want to put out a new season ASAP. All right, time for a 5-second review. Football, I don't like
it's the good kind.
Oh wait, this is the good kind of football. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Ari and the Secret of Seasons is an award-winning adventure game following a young girl named Ariel, or Ari, as she journeys across the world of Valdi. By becoming the Guardian of Winter, Ari gains the ability to manipulate the seasons around her. She will learn to control the season and use them to defeat enemies, overcome obstacles, and solve complex puzzles on her adventures across Valdi. It comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch September 1st. Next up, Crusader Kings 3. Paradox Development Studio brings you the sequel to one of the most popular strategy games ever made. Crusader Kings 3 is the heir to a long legacy of historical grand strategy experiences and arrives with a host of new ways to ensure the success of your royal house. Choose a royal or noble house from a number of realms on a map that stretches from Iceland to India, from Arctic Circle to Central Africa. Guide a dynasty through the centuries, ensuring the security and power of each new generation. It comes to PC September 1st. Next up, MX vs. ATV All Out is the complete off-road racing and lifestyle experience. Choose between bikes, ATVs, UTVs, refine your rider style at your private compound, and blast across massive open worlds to compete head-to-head in various game modes. The all-new freestyle mode allows you to win with style and crazy stunts, or go all out and show your riding skills in multiplayer. It comes to Switch September 1st. In Cookout, a sandwich tale channel. Players of the multiplayer virtual reality game will cook their way through a wacky and whimsical adventure that requires collaboration and communications to keep the customers happy and progress through increasingly hectic levels. Kind of sounds like Overcooked. But don't dish it out if you can't take it, because these customers mean business. Will you have enough cooks in the kitchen to take on these wild customers, or will you bite off more than you can chew? It comes to Oculus Quest and Rift platforms September 3rd. WRC 9 World Rally Championship is the leading off-road simulation franchise, and it returns with even more realistic gameplay and more content than ever. 3 new rallies, 35 new special stages, creation of your own custom championships, and completely redesigned engine sounds. It comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, September 3rd. Next up, Doraemon Story of Seasons. If you love farming simulators, this is it. The setting is Natura, and at the center of this land is the mystical Big Tree. Doraemon and friends will each take on a role to help out around town. The theme of this game is creating bonds with the town residents, and while doing so, enjoying the heartwarming interaction through each character and the part they play in the story. But building a farm and raising horses and cattle, like in other Story of Seasons games, isn't the only thing to do. You can explore the town, go on adventures, catch bugs, and more. Fans of the Doraemon series will also be happy to know that Doraemon's gadgets can be used to assist you in your new everyday life. It comes to the PS4 September 4th. Moving on, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 are back in one epic collection, rebuilt from the ground up in incredible HD. All the skaters, levels, and tricks are back and fully remastered, plus more. Hit insane trick combos with the iconic handling of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. Show off your style and creativity with upgraded Create a Park and Create a Skater features. Take your sessions online and compete against players from around the world in multiplayer modes. It comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox One September 4th. And finally, got a big one, Marvel's Avengers. Assemble your team of Earth's mightiest heroes, embrace your powers, and live your superhero dreams. Marvel's Avengers is an epic third-person, action-driven game that combines an original cinematic story with single-player and cooperative gameplay. And all the Avengers kind of look like stunt doubles for the Avengers in the actual movies. Assemble a team of up to 4 players online, master extraordinary abilities, customize a growing roster of heroes, and defend the Earth from escalating threats. Or at least avenge it, because you're the Avengers. It comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia September 4th. Guys, that's all the news we got for you this week. I hope you're having a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday, where Nintendo's about to blow your goddamn socks off. Oh, my socks!
Is it by charging me $4 a month for an online service that still somehow requires a mobile